Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Crusader Kings III, the series where I spend more time doing research than I do playing on camera. I've been working through some stuff online and crawling through the interface here, and I have resolved some of my concerns about things we saw in the last episode, but certainly not all of them. Let's start with the things I get. First of all, this vassal war. In the realm screen here, one of the 700 buttons on the interface that I had not yet clicked, you see a representation of the idea of crown authority, which represents the direct power we have over our vassals. So right now we're Crown Authority 1, autonomous vassals. They gotta pay me and provide troops when I call, but otherwise they can do whatever they like declare war on my son. We have the ability to bump it up to level 2, which honestly is not that different, except it makes it easier for me to retract vassalhood if they do things that displease me. But once you get up to Crown Authority 3, vassals can no longer declare war on each other unless I'm cool with it or they have a hook on me. And at level 4, my vassals cannot declare war at all. They can only follow me into war. And I guess your vassals can always attempt to, declare war on you for liberty. We do not have the ability to jump up to here, so we kind of don't get a say. And I get that, in a sort of a broad rules sense. As the king, you should not be able to just resolve all conflicts in your lands however you want. However, I do think it's extremely ridiculous that in the case of someone declaring war on my son, I can't call that dude up on the carrier pigeon and, personally threaten him. I'm not saying the thing he's doing is against the rules. I'm saying that despite the fact that I'm in my 60s, I have the third highest prowess in the realm or something like that, and I will just go over there and kill him personally. And what are his soldiers going to do? I'm the king. I think that's a thing we should be allowed to say to him. But the personal interaction mechanics are weirdly shallow for the way that people always talk about this game, so we're not even allowed to make the attempt. And so we're just going to have to kind of let this go the way it goes. I might bump us up to Crown Authority 2. It doesn't seem like there's any reason not to do it. When you get up to the higher levels, you can see it obviously affects your vassal's opinion. They like their freedom. But there doesn't seem to be a penalty for jumping up to here. So there's a bonus, I guess. There's a small opinion bonus at autonomous. I think most of our vassals are pretty happy with us at the moment. I think we are going to just go ahead and do this thing. Okay, and then, what would it take to get up here? We can't do it for, quite some time, and also we have to have the Royal Prerogative innovation, which, our innovation progress is terrible. This is a system we haven't really engaged with very much, in part because we haven't really engaged with the systems for the buildings very much, because we're kind of playing a short-term game. We are definitely going to have to dig into that. That's probably going to be what we do with our next character. We're going to really dig into making sure the buildings and the economy stuff, making sure that within your realm you can do your job. Right now we're very focused on swords outward. A thing that I do not get... in the realm tab, there's also some other important stuff. First of all, we just have empty holdings sitting around in the land that we personally control. Again, I'm going to figure out building and economy stuff as best we can. We'll just sort of stumble through it for now, and then we'll really drill in on this with the next character and try to make sure that we understand how to build a functional internal realm. But in here is where we have access to the succession laws in greater detail. So we do have the ability to mess with these, not just in the way that allows us to... what was it? Okay, it's not even here anymore. There's that decision, right? Yeah, to adopt a special succession type. But the normal succession rules are all in here, so we can change between the basic ideas. We can also try to adopt different gender laws, which is a thing that, for mechanical purposes, putting aside the obvious immorality of male preference, for mechanical purposes, we probably do care about this after our play control passes to our son, right? Because if he has no sons, we got to make sure that we are at least equal on the gender laws, because otherwise his daughters are going to have a real rough go of things. Yeah, so that's stuff that we'll come back to. If you have absolute crown authority, you can just decide who you want your heir to be. That's interesting, I think. This also gives a really easy view of exactly which titles will be kept and lost, which it was not, like, super hard to see before, but it was a little annoying to, like, have to click through everything, so that's nice. A thing that I still don't get is what is going on with our claim on Scotland. So it's still unclear to me why the declare war option is not grayed out if we have no valid war declaration reasons. And I tried Googling for this problem and I couldn't find... The only thing I could find was completely unanswered bug reports in the Paradox forum from people saying they're having this same weird issue. Because if we have no valid casus belli, then we shouldn't even be able to click that button, right? Like the same way that we can't when we try to declare war on someone over here. I did read that if you're using a child to press a claim, then the ruler you're pressing the claim against has to be... I saw several different versions of this. They have to be a child themselves, or they have to be a child or a woman, or they have to be judged by their court to be insufficient in some way, and that person was very vague about what they were talking about. But I don't think that it has, like... There was a point last video, quite recently, in terms of the game timeline, where we did have a casus belli that we could actually use. And I don't know why that wasn't the case, and then was the case, and now isn't the case again, and the game is making no attempt to clarify that for us. So, I don't know. The fact that we can even click through to this menu with no active casus belli makes me think there's probably a bug involved somewhere, which is a real shame, because that's going to make it extremely difficult for me to figure out what's going on. So, what is our actual plan? First of all, we kind of can't do anything about this. I suppose I could have, what's his name? Sorry, I want to get the army. Here we go. We could have this guy killed. I suppose that would probably end the war, I think. But I kind of don't want to. At this point, he's actually... He likes us, and he is said to be an honorable follower. He has okay stats and stuff. I don't think he's necessarily a problem in the long term, but I do sort of wonder if maybe having our spy master try to start a scheme to kill him might be good for us in the long term. That said, obviously, I'd be nervous to take our spy master off of scheme defense because, Jesus... There seems to be a lot of blood flowing, and I still don't trust my wife, like, at all. So I think we're just going to have to let this play out. I think that's where we're at with that. I'm still not 100% sure that we care about the fact that we're missing a single knight, although there were some comments on how I might resolve that. And then... Yeah, for the moment, I just want to, like, have some money and keep checking on when we can press this, because, obviously I'd love to go to war with Scotland. That seems like a fun time. For the moment, I'm just going to unpause the game, and we're going to see what happens in this war. For real, though, I think I looked at my my prowess relative to everybody else in the kingdom when I was looking at the night view, and... We're remarkably high on the ranking for a 62-year-old. Okay, so we could pick up Gallant now. Get even more prowess. I'm doing it. I feel like maybe you want to get that a little earlier in your life, if possible. The attraction opinion thing is probably not, like, super relevant. I wish I could, set an alert to tell me if my casus belli becomes real again or not, because otherwise I have no idea how to do that. Oh, another thing that people mentioned that is probably a good idea is, where's the culture button? Is that we might want to clear up our little bit of weird Norwegian culture in here by using our marshal, our steward maybe? Somebody here has the ability to promote Irish culture in an area, and that seems like an okay thing to do. Right now he's increasing development, but it might make it so that we're getting less war nonsense, and I think that would be a good idea. Also, a dude's just running around naked, and that's, I don't know. As long as it's not affecting his stewarding, I guess I'm fine with it. I'm pretty lax on the heresies. I guess he's got a thing people were saying is that he's got a trait here. Maybe it's a secret we would have to discover. An Adamite. Okay, this is the deal. He's just got a weird faith. I mean, whatever. Groups of Adamites often live in a state of absolute lawlessness. No, that's nonsense. Claiming that due to this innocence, their actions can be neither good nor evil. You can't exist in a state of actual lawlessness. Like, in the absence of formal structures, informal structures necessarily arise, because human beings don't know how to not do that. And you gotta be careful with people who are very explicitly against the existence of formal structures, because usually that just means they think they can take better advantage of the informal structures than other people can. Oh hey, Mayor Finsnecta is still bad at training his levies. Oh no, wait. It wasn't him before. We've had this event before, but it was with the guy who's at war with my son, wasn't it? I don't know, I don't remember. Mayor Finsnecta and I get along. I feel like we could try teaching him what I know. I know that it's out of character for me, and of course I will be stressed out about that. Cheer him up after the training is over. No, I'm definitely not into that one. I'm going to try this. I think he will listen to me. Nope. Advice rejected. I am disappointed. Why is it that nobody wants to listen to me about how to do war? I'm so good at how to do war. We know this. That's a lot of men on that boat there. Friend? Okay, yeah, you better steer. Okay, well, it looks like the war's over. These guys, they didn't finish the siege. They instead went home, which I do appreciate. And at this point, like, if we can actually get that Casus Belli to reappear, I think we do it. I think we just go. That fellow is still at court, right? Or sorry, he's a vassal at this point. The kid. Yeah, this one. He's 13 years old. So I'm hopeful that when he is an adult, when he reaches the age of majority, that'll mean that we can press his claim more reliably. It takes me a moment to recognize Beatrice. She's so bruised and swollen, she barely looks human. What happened? The loathsome physician is standing in the corner of the room, anxiously wringing her hands. Disastrous mistreatment. What on earth is going on here? So, what happens when my stress goes up? Characters who gain enough stress will gain a stress level, causing various negative effects that persist until they reduce their stress. So as long as your stress is underneath 100, it doesn't do anything, I guess. There's no penalties until you have 1. So we definitely don't want to just forgive her. The thing is, I do feel like it's a little silly. I know wrathful and everything, but I feel like our character specifically should be, like, very eager to teach about war. I think that should maybe not have given us stress. This, obviously, is very, very much a stressful thing. So, oof. Health severe penalty for 1 year. I mean, she's 4, so, wow. I could imprison Gundred. That seems strong. Like, execute her, which will gain us some dread. I feel like I got enough dread. I'm gonna yell at her. I think yell at her is fine. This physician will think twice next time. Hey, she'll learn. We hope. I didn't even realize that there was a disease to be worried about. Like, for real, as far as I can tell, all we can do is just keep checking this. At some point... Oh. At some point, the kid will grow up, and I guess that'll be... I had an alliance with... Oh, wait, that's the Mercian. I was relying on Mercian troops to help us fight Scotland. That's very inconvenient. What'd she have to go and die for? Okay, I guess... Yep, she is dead. I guess we had to unpause before she'll no longer be in charge. Oh, my counselor died. Damn. All of a sudden, everybody. Well, we should probably have a chancellor. So, who do we have that has the skill? Sort by... This is diplomacy. Prince Brian, sadly, is tied for highest diplomacy in the kingdom. Not because he's good at diplomacy, but because everyone in the kingdom is very bad at it. I guess that makes sense, given the way we've been playing the game so far. I mean, maybe we have our son do this? Are you mad because you're not on the council? You are. But I mean, you're still very positive. That's gonna... Okay, I guess we're gonna have a 50-point reputation gain wear off pretty soon. And he's only a single point below the person who would be best for the job. I think this is fine. So... Integrate title. Huh. That's not hoverable text. Okay. Well, now we have to figure out a new plan for fighting Scotland. I mean, maybe we do. Maybe we'll never be able to fight Scotland. I'm gonna not be concerned about this right now. We have a note. Okay, I do not have any new notes. I still don't want to imprison the mayor. I'm a little surprised that it's not telling me that I can imprison my steward for being naked all the time. That's heresy. I guess. Listen, a lot of things are heresy. Technically. So for the moment, I guess what we're mostly doing is waiting for that kid to achieve majority. We have enough money. We could be fabricating a claim. Maybe that would be the thing to do. So were we... Just checking one more time. Were we to fabricate a claim, where would we want to do it? We'd want to start taking over land... I guess in Scotland? I guess it makes more sense to do it in Scotland, especially now that there's no... Like, I don't know exactly how we could have turned Mercia against England. I'm sure it would have involved like a whole thing where we have to do not diplomacy, but intrigue and try to come up with a legitimate reason for them to pursue a liberty war or something. And I don't know if it would have turned out to be a thing that could happen at all. But I was excited to try, and I'm bummed out that we have a situation here where our ally has died. So, there's a claimant view in... So this is just the character finder in general. Is this limited to my court? Basically, I just want to look at the big list of claims that we have that we could press. Maybe the character finder is the right way to do this. So... Yeah, I do not know how to... There definitely is a way to search for claimants in general. And I saw it, and now I can't remember where it was. Well, I mean, I guess that's maybe not the best way to go about things. Like, we should figure out what we want to take, and then if we have a claim, we'll be able to see it, and if not, we can fabricate one. What do we want to take? I think we want to get on Scotland. So maybe one of these, like, let's fabricate a claim over here. Hey, Archbishop, could you please do that thing that you do so well? I mean, reasonably well. Passingly well. We'll get some land over here so that we can have our rally point be over here, and then we'll figure out the whole deal. Your neighbor Petty King Gudrod, who is... who? Oh, yeah. This guy. The guy we were just looking at. Has lost against Earl Malmere of Athol in the Atholian claim on the Mormerdom of Argyll. So Mormerdom is an earldom level title, I guess. I mean, it's good. That's a good type of notification. You should know when your neighboring kingdoms win and lose wars, but I don't know that it has a huge impact on our... well, maybe it does. And this is just a raiding party, right? That's not like a... that's not a claim being pressed or anything. Also, wow, I gotta say, unimpressed with those raiders. That was a very significant advantage, numerical advantage, that they just threw away somehow. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about the way the military stuff in this game works to have any sense of what they did wrong there. Maybe it was a poorly built army for the terrain or something. So where's that kid at, age-wise? Oh, hey, our sway finally worked. He is 14. I'm assuming that the age of majority for the purpose of pressing claims is 18. I'm realizing I don't actually know that for a fact. So I guess we got a little bit to go here. And our bishop's doing his best. Oh, I gained a level of devotion. That's true. I am known for my dedication to my faith. So now that we have enough money, we could go and build some buildings, maybe? Oh, did we... That's right. I had... This is the guy who was promoting development. I was going to say, did we make sure that he's doing it again? But he's busy is the problem. So yeah, we could build some buildings. We could, like... What does it take to construct a new holding? And also, is this a good idea? Constructing a new holding will require that somebody be in charge of it, right? Because we have like a bishopric, and we have our archbishop running that. We have a city here that's being run by Mayor Finsnecta. Of course, the castle here is mine. So if we construct a new holding... Okay, you choose to make it a temple or a city or a castle, and they're expensive. So constructing this holding will result in a motte, a small but formidable fortification situated upon a raised earthwork. I do wish that it was a little... Oh, as a feudal ruler, you may not personally hold city holdings. Nor these. Which makes sense. I am not a religious leader. Although, some say I am known for my piety. So, okay, it's too expensive, for one thing. I do not exactly understand the benefits, and also, it's too expensive. To the vile High King Murchad, I have been corresponding with your Chancellor, and it has been a shameful diplomatic display. Oh no. There has to be some terrible misunderstanding. Yeah, our whole kingdom, our entire court and everyone in it, just real bad at talking to people. This is a thing we have never learned, have never done well. Oh, yes, guardians, right, probably a good idea. So this is my daughter. I could teach her if we wanted to be a fighter, if we wanted to be a commander. Is that a thing? Like, in our society, is a woman commanding a military unit a thing that can happen? I don't exactly know what the rules of our sexism are. I mean, do we have anybody in the court who could teach diplomacy? Apparently we desperately need diplomacy. So sort by diplomacy skill. Well, the queen is okay at diplomacy, but like there are some traits the queen has that I would prefer not to be picked up. So naive appeaser is the education trait. So the education trait has a significant effect, but she can pick up personality traits, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah, tends to pass on their personality traits. So, who else? Sadly, somehow, Queen Constance is the most diplomatic of all of the people in our court. The murderous Queen Constance. She has become reclusive. That's a little worrying. It's good for her stress levels, though. Yeah. We could have Gundred teach her. Gundred is a remarkably skilled tactician for a doctor. Kind of not her whole deal. Let's see. Your education trait would be to pass on some stewardship. Yo, your stewardship is, like, very good. What's your education trait? Astute intellectual. Okay, I mean, that's compelling. Yeah, I'm gonna have this kid be good at something. That's my that's my goal here. I could ask the head of my faith for gold if I had a good sense of what I wanted to use the gold for. We could just build some buildings while we wait for this whole deal to mature. Because, like, we know that there are a lot of buildings that just straight up increase taxes and levies, right? We are probably going to be in a big war relatively soon, so maybe a barracks makes sense. I mean, when I say relatively soon, I mean within the next decade. 125 troops is actually still a reasonable percentage increase in our total number of troops. And bonuses to the effectiveness of some kind of troops is also nice. We could try to split the difference to a hunting grounds and get some taxes and some troops. It's honestly barely less effective than the actual money-making buildings. Although, of course, the trade port does also give development. And a thing people have mentioned a few times in the comments is that development sort of leaks out. High development places cause the areas around them to develop more. And then obviously as those areas develop more, they cause the areas around them to develop. So it's a good idea to have sort of like a high development area in the middle of your kingdom, which makes sense to me. It's definitely a thing that we will think about in the future when attempting to optimize our regions. So we have 250 money right now. It's going to probably cost somewhere in the neighborhood of like 90 to 100 to finish the bribe that fabricates the claim. So we don't want to spend out, but like... Boy, I really don't have a good sense of how much it's going to matter for heavy infantry to have plus 4% damage. Like, there are so many factors that go into a war, right? I think I'm just going to do this. This feels like the good long-term economic move. And long-term is still a thing we have to worry about. I don't think that we're going to resolve our attempt to conquer Britannia within the next couple of years or anything. This game operates on timescales where long-term thinking is just thinking. Alright, the most popular topic of conversation in court is ever-changing, but one recent trend has been the discussion of my notable skill as a military commander, and what the secret to my success is. The secret is, I kill everybody with my bare hands. I can use this natural curiosity to bolster my reputation, but first I must decide what to attribute my success to. So, if I just say I have natural talent, we'll get a whole bunch of prestige. If I talk about my courage, which inspires my troops... Okay, unshakable reputation seems fine. Nobody can withstand my overwhelming ferocity. I do like the Fury as a nickname. Ferocious reputation for 10 years. You know, honestly, that doesn't seem so bad. Yeah, we're going to be doing some attacking in the next 10 years, I hope. So hopefully we can put that to some good use. How's the culture thing going? Okay, still feeling pretty Norwegian over here. I wonder what exactly promote culture means, you know? Because there are relatively innocuous ways that you could do that, and then there are some other ones. You know what? This might be an okay time to go for this. I don't think that Overseer is really necessary for us. Although I suppose the 2 points of Marshal are not nothing. I was thinking about it mostly in terms of the control growth. If we started working on Strategist now, though... Plus movement speed does seem pretty good. But you spend a lot of time sitting in siege in this game, so it's certainly less good than it would be in most military games. And I mean, there's no way we get Strategist, right? We will not survive long enough. I think I am going to take this, though. We're about to pay for a cast of spell eyes, so it's going to be relevant soon. King Malcolm has lost against King Robert in the English de jure war for the Earldom of Cumberland. Okay. So Scotland is being chipped away in size. Also, this would probably be a really good time to declare war on him if I could, because he just lost a war. I'm sure his troops are in rough shape. Alright, well. If the English are pushing into Scotland, that makes it even more important that I do it, right? Like, we certainly don't want the English to consolidate all this land. So this is Brian's oldest? Is that right? No, that's right. We already arranged a matrilineal thing with the oldest. Okay, so this is Brian's younger daughter. Well, her marriage doesn't as much need to be matrilineal, right? Because our stuff's not going to pass to her. Well, it's possible. It could happen if the eldest dies. So maybe it would still be smart to pursue a matrilineal marriage here, but we could instead pursue a marriage that will give us a reasonable alliance, a valuable alliance. Oh my. This fellow has the Great Pox. Minus 1 point to every stat, minus 20% fertility. You know, that doesn't really sound so great. Can be inherited. I wonder what... The venereal plague. Ah. Again, doesn't sound that great. Okay, so... The county of Nordlingen. One thing that does still bug me about this game, and I'm not sure... It might be me doing a bad... It seems very inconsistent whether clicking on a flag can allow you to zoom to where it is. And I still need some help with this stuff. My knowledge of where all the counties in Britannia are is bad. This guy is an insane blackguard. He'll act against you and others. He's a foreign ruler. He's a braying ass. Seems like quite a guy. He had a spouse. She died horribly. And he, honestly, doesn't seem that bummed out about it. I do not want him anywhere near my granddaughter. This guy is the Count of Worms, which is either really good or really bad, depending, I guess, on what kind of worms we're talking about. This guy's Dr. Doom. That's cool. I'm a big fan of Dr. Doom. I mean, what's your deal, friend? You've been disfigured. I mean, you are the coolest looking guy in your court. I am almost certain of that. So congratulations. You're a brilliant strategist. And you're the Lord of someplace. Lord of this tiny little island over here? That does not really seem all that relevant. Can we... Yeah, let me look at this by alliance power. Duke Otto of Lombardy. So... Where's this? Hold on. Yeah, this thing. The Duchy of Lombardy is in the Holy Roman Empire. Okay. Yeah, see, hold on. There we go. Left clicking on the shield on the title page gets you a zoom over. Okay. So that is very far away. There's a lot of stuff between me and Lombardy. It's extremely unlikely, I think, that any alliance with them is going to be of any value at all. Any military value, I should probably specify. So, I'm assuming... Hold on, we didn't actually look at this very closely, but I'm assuming your number of troops is bad, would be my guess. Yeah. I mean, 725 is not so bad. And I think it is the case that... Oh, actually, Scotland's looking real weak right now. We probably don't even need help with this. Although, by the time we can actually declare, who knows. So let's see here. You don't have any interesting heritable traits, but you have claims on a lot of duchies. Maybe, like, this is a good... I was going to say maybe this is a good long-term play, but you know what? Everybody involved will be dead before we got over here, so it probably doesn't matter. The Duchy of Luxembourg. County of Opava. This is obviously in France. Take me to France. I mean, it's not impossible that French troops could be useful when we go to war with England. Right, especially if I'm coming from one side and the French are coming from the other side. I could actually see that being quite valuable. Maybe we do want to do a marriage with a French person. So you're just a count. That's not so good. Prince Albrecht of Bohemia. Where exactly is that? Okay, by Poland and Hungary. Well, I mean, those troops are pretty fucking far away. That's probably not a winner. Yeah, it kind of looks like there's just not an alliance here that is terribly relevant. So that being the case, maybe we do go for matrilineal marriage just in case something should happen. I don't really think you should marry this dude. I don't trust him at all. Like, not even a little bit. I know he's on the council and everything, but like... So who has useful traits? Does anybody? If we can sort by, we can filter for inheritable traits. You are, oh boy, handsome and feeble. And sadistic, because everyone in my court is sadistic. Everyone in my entire kingdom is sadistic. Yeah, okay, a robust child? Perhaps we pursue robust children? You are lustful and gluttonous, so I mean, kids. It's tricky, right? Because you want there to be kids, but you don't want there to be so many kids. Because backstabbing and whatnot. You are brave and wrathful and arbitrary. Listen, nobody's perfect. You're very handsome. Are you, though? Okay. I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just saying, I think his expression goes a long way toward making him not seem that handsome. So it does seem like it's sorted all the young ones to the top. I don't know. You're gregarious and generous and zealous. These are all basically good traits. You might pass on something valuable. Yeah, okay, you know what? There's a couple of good there's a good inheritable trait here. Feeble only might get inherited, and also, like, it's probably not that big of a deal, right? I guess health severe penalty matters, but, like, most characters don't care about their prowess. Yeah, alright. How about you? Children of this marriage will be born into House Brian, which is definitely what we want. Yeah, I think we just want we just want to be trying to produce strong children, people who can do things for us and not die horribly. Okay, yay. What a surprise, he accepted. Okay, only $96. Only 96 medieval bucks. So I'm assuming you're pretty small. Yeah. Okay, let's move our rally point. Which I do by... Yeah. Right-click on the map directly, or just do it here. That's fine. Let's just do a war. It's been a little while since we've done a good war. You know, press all my claims and whatnot. Cost 63 prestige. Yeah, it's fine. I got it. So I noticed he's already got an army moving here. Where do they think they're going? Do I want to just split off a partial defensive force? Because like 750 men is enough to be a problem for many of our holdings, right? This is the part that I think is the most of a bummer in the war system, is like having to chase people around. No, okay, they stood back to fight. Hey there, buddy, how you doing? To make my steward more susceptible to my attempts at approaching him, I can include a compliment in my next missive to his court. I will be sure to mention his very nice leaf. No, I'm not allowed to do that? Boy, what do I think? What do I think he would like? So he's stubborn and forgiving and impatient. I mean, he hasn't been particularly loyal, right? We were having problems with him before. How about his relentless courage? I have died. That was the wrong compliment. High King Murchad of Ireland has given up the ghost at 64 years of age. He died of old age, a paragon of valor and gallantry. He will always be remembered for his cordial and just nature, in the face of all odds. That's not correct. I was constantly mean to everyone. High King Brian ascends to the throne. Being a talented military tactician, many expect him to lead the realm to many victories on the field of battle. So... yeah, cultural head was dreaded. Oh, Brian's not dreaded. I wonder if that's going to be a problem. We've put some effort into making people like us, but I know not all of people's opinions of Murchad pass to Brian, so I guess we will find out. Yeah, Brian is... okay. He's starting out established with the dutiful level of devotion. Alright, so... hold on now. Sjothrin does not endorse you. Count Gerhard of Strasbourg joined the Irish... okay. Where's... Strasbourg is not nearby. I'm not that worried about that. I don't think that's going to be a problem. So let's really quickly here... actually, I guess, hold on. This battle has just about ended. Let's make sure that we are doing the siege. Okay. Fergus has a claim on the Earldom of Argyll. Okay, that's very handy. Let's go have a chat with this dude. Can you be convinced to chill? Recruit to court. Whoa, okay. We could grant him something, maybe, to stay at court. But okay, hold on. So we're paused now. Let's actually take advantage. Let's actually dig in here to what just happened. What happened? You died. That's bad. That's a bad one. You should try not to do that. Since your ruler had a player heir, you now control them. Death is a natural part of the game, and you will often continue as your oldest eligible child, depending on your realm's succession laws. I will say, I was kind of hoping we had a few more years in us. To plan a safe succession, we recommend you have at least 2 children, the second serving as a spare in case an unfortunate accident Yep, there we go. Befalls the first. On succession, you may lose some of the titles your previous character held. Don't worry, you retain claims on all titles you lose. And anyway, I'm the King of Ireland. You know, the titles that went to the other kid are, like, still underneath me, right? Okay, so what else do we need to talk about? Bishop endorsement. Your bishop is not endorsing you. Yeah, talk to me about this. Your character's faith makes it so you have a realm priest on your council. These bishops hold immense power and are more than willing to share it with you should you stay on their good side. Your bishop provides you with taxes and levies from all temple holdings in your realm, and how much they give is dependent on their opinion of you. Being disliked means you will not get anything, and the bishop may even make life hard for you. They can, for example, force you to divorce your spouse. That seems like a powerful thing. Okay, so we should fix this, or get them killed. Okay, let's talk to our bishop. Hey, man, what's your deal? It's entirely short reign penalties. So that's very fixable. I have to appoint a whole court. Because many of the people who were in the council are not my vassals, right? Or maybe. Okay, let's appoint some dudes. So, officially, you are in fact my vassal. You are not happy with me. He doesn't like all this Catholicism, people constantly telling him to put on some goddamn pants. He wants a seat on the council, which, like, I do wish that... I know that the system has hard edges at 100 and minus 100, but I wish it would tell you the whole actual value. You know, because clearly this is not exactly minus 100. And if we give him a seat on the council, I want to be able to just look at the number and tell where that's going to take us up to. We have to do some quick math here. So, 45, 85, 95. He is actually 114 negative with a positive... Oh, he actually is exactly negative 100. How unlikely. So, yeah, assigning him to the court... Assigning him to be our steward will help a lot. We do have a person in our court who's actually okay at the job. We have a couple of powerful vassals who are... Okay, we have a guy who's pretty good at learning. Learning does not help with any of these jobs, though. Oh no, learning is the religious one. Well, can you just appoint whoever you want to be a bishop? I mean, I guess this guy's opinion of us would also still be negative, so it's not like... It's not an immediate solution to any of our problems, and again, Siothran's opinion of us is only negative because our reign was short. Like, this will fix itself over time. But in the meantime, we are going to have serious money problems. Because all of the bishoprics are not contributing funds, right? So that does seem like an issue. What are we doing? I'm appointing a chancellor. Let's hold on, one problem at a time. So we should probably just appoint Duke Domnall, even though I don't... Like, he's not the best at this. But it'll resolve most of the opinion problems for the moment. We need to solidify Brian's reign before we go trying to optimize anything, I think. My impression is right after succession is like a very fragile time. So... Yeah, Earl Olav is not well suited to most tasks, but he might make a good bishop. If only he didn't hate me so much. Okay, for Marshal... I mean, it seems reasonable to just appoint one of our knight cousins. You, I guess, because you're slightly younger. You're gonna die less soon. He's ambitious, which I guess is a little scary. Oh, he's also... Everybody's ambitious. Everyone's ambitious and sadistic. That's just how we do things. Yeah, I'll assign you because you're slightly less likely to suddenly die. And then... I don't think we bounced the Archbishop. The other guy, even though he's first of all real mad about not having a council seat, and secondly, actually very good at the job, has so many negative opinions. Oh, also, we actually can't even bounce our Archbishop. We do not have the ability to revoke clerical appointments. I am not the boss of this dude. Alright, can you, she's good at some stuff. So what does assist ruler actually mean in practice? Okay, she's just giving us a smattering of her stats. I mean, I don't necessarily hate that at the moment. She's not going to be able to help our spy master with court intrigue very much. Yeah, I think we probably just leave her in the mode she's in. Okay, we could adopt a special succession type. I should have a lifestyle focus. So I do have a martial education, and like, yeah, I think it makes sense to be martial with him as well. So it does not show our prowess on this screen, and I kind of wish it did. Are we a personal fighter? My impression is that Brian... Hold on, we gotta back up apparently to look at his actual stats. No, Brian's more of a commander than a personal combat dude. He's already an overseer. So yeah, we'll pursue one of the other versions of this. Strategy focus, maybe? Authority focus could give us some dread, which has turned out to be useful to us in the past. Extra control growth as well. Like, I definitely think we're planning on pushing into Scotland in a pretty serious way here, so we might gain a lot of land relatively quickly. And having Overseer will be helpful. I think I'm going to go Authority focus. You know, dread runs in the family. Okay, so. Yep, we're out here winning battles, and I'm sure we have lots of problems. You can declare war on King Robert. Seems like maybe not the best possible move at this juncture. My heir is in line to inherit some titles. My player heir is in line of succession for the County of Nevers. That sounds like a real place. What on earth? Matrilineal, but like, this is very far away. And then third in line for Conduct and Meath. Yeah, that's fine. I am directly in line. Sure, that makes sense. This is the things held by my brother. And we can imprison some criminals for the crime of failing to treat kin. We could imprison her, but I shouldn't because she is not important. That's okay. She is not important to you. It's a very funny note to receive, regardless of its mechanical importance. So hold on. Do I have a court physician? Let's look at our court real quick here. So is there a special? I'm trying to remember. We definitely saw our physician. Where was it that my physician was visible on the last character? Here we go. Well, we should probably have one, right? That seems like a good idea. You'll be presented with a court physician, and you may hire one of them for a fee. So I'm not allowed to just appoint Gundred. Oh no, I am. Look, no, even if I click this, I still have to. Yeah, I mean, we should have one. I guess start the search. I do believe we should have one. And then, where are we at on... Let's look at our military tab here. So we can only have 7 knights. Our number of maximum holdable levies seems to be quite a bit lower than it used to be. I mean, obviously we have some stuff to sort through now. Not having direct control over all of the land we used to have direct control over, of course, is going to affect us in ways that I'm probably not 100% prepared to deal with. But you know what? Maybe we should just wrap this war first. I assume these guys are going to come back after us. Alright, this world is full of dangers. As per my request, my servants have inquired after recommendations So, Martha is quite experienced. We do not have the option of appointing Gundred. I guess that's fine. I want the good one. So let's see. You are a renowned physician, in fact. Also, a dog. So that's fun. Yeah, I don't think we should run out of money this way, right? Because we'll be able to, obviously, unlevy the levies fairly soon. And then we might have to sit on fixing things. My spouse has aided me in my martial studies, apparently quite effectively. Happened despite your spouse's poor learning skill. Okay, game's very judgmental. Yeah, once we dismiss the armies, our treasury will certainly be in a better place. My Chancellor, Duke Domhnall, has been hovering around my council meetings lately. Knowing his interest in matters of leadership, I cannot help but feel that the man is waiting for me to impress him. Why do I need to impress him? I could probably engage him in conversation. On the other hand, it might be better for him to simply see me interacting with my men. There is something to be said for at least pretending to know every soldier's face. I'm definitely more of a military guy, so this would just give us 20 opinion with him straight up. How's he feel about me? He feels about me -3, and again, short reign penalty, so honestly, that's not even a big deal. The holding of Thomond will get an increased levy reinforcement rate for a little while. This honestly doesn't seem like a very good benefit. I guess we'll do this, even though it doesn't necessarily make sense for our character. As High King, I have been obliged to attend a local jousting tournament, but the contestants have been delayed. The tourney won't start for at least another hour. My rival and vassal, Mayor Finsnekta, is here. Oh, are we rivals with him? He does not like me. What is the mechanical meaning of rival? A special relation indicating lifelong resentment. I did not realize that our son and our former spy master had such problems with each other. Mayor Finsnekta is, as always, being an insufferable lout. His constant complaining is making everyone even more miserable than normal, and let's be honest, everyone around here is usually very miserable. Meanwhile, my friend Donald is sitting under the pavilion, clearly bored halfway to death. Okay, your knight and friend. So, we could push Finsnekta into the horse's water trough to liven things up. That really damages his prestige, and it will make him my proper nemesis. I don't think I want to do that. Isn't he good at intrigue? He's relatively good at intrigue. I think we should not do that. We could just hang out with Don O'Brien and make him my best friend. Or I can de-stress. No, let's make friends. Friends rather than enemies. Okay. We got a prisoner. We're doing the thing. Let's go to our prison and ransom up a man. Prison is in the court. Yeah. I would love some dollars. I need them very badly. Okay. Now let's pursue an end to this war, shall we? So I gain 60 fame. Petty King Gudrod Haraldsson becomes your vassal. Yeah, okay. May wisdom ever elude you. Oh, don't worry about that. That's definitely going to happen. Okay, so we definitely need to disband all of our armies. There we go. Positive dollars again. Nowhere near as good at running the treasury as dear old dad was. This is a weird time to talk to me about tooltip modes. Okay, so I don't really care about most of this stuff. We still have this problem. Low county control in the Inner Hebrides. Oh yeah, you don't say. We should definitely put what's his name to work on that. No, not you. You. Increase control in this county. Actually, our control's kind of rough everywhere, huh? No, not everywhere. Everywhere has the same color. I kind of figured it would be color sorted, but no, it's totally not. Control is bad down here. Well, not a valid target due to right-click to cancel. That's probably not what they mean. Then, you know what? Go ahead and fix it in Athlone. We'll We'll figure out why that's like that later. Is our control actually bad here? 60? That's not so bad. And how is the, oh, right. How's the whole culture thing going? Okay, I mean, we're working on it. It is not clear to me how we see the factors here. Yeah, I don't know. Like, we can't see, say, what percentage of the people in this area are Norwegian culture instead of Irish, or like what the progress... We know what the progress on the action that we're using to switch the things is, but we don't know how far it's gotten toward flipping everyone to Irish or whatever. There's definitely an opaqueness to a lot of the systems here. Yeah, I don't know. We've established a foothold here, though, and we've got all kinds of new leader stuff to worry about, so I'm probably going to spend a little bit of time doing research on that sort of thing before the next episode. And of course, we are out of time for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We have some claims. We can fabricate some more. We're off of our initial landmass, though. We are going to expand outward as quickly as control and the vicissitudes of our court will allow. So when you come back next time, tomorrow, that is exactly what we'll be doing. And we'll see you then.